Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. So in today's video, we are going to look at that boy, Marcus Rashford. He has been in incredible form this season. 16 goals, 6 assists in 26 appearances in total. 8 goals in 18 Premier League appearances. 11 goals in his last 13 Manchester United games. He's scored in 7 consecutive appearances. That's 8 goals in his last 7 games for Manchester United, and he's scored in 9 consecutive appearances at Old Trafford, equaling a record set by Dennis Viollet in like the 50s, 60s. Marcus Rashford is on fire, and in this video we're going to look at the reasons why Marcus Rashford is on fire. In the last season, he scored 5 goals in 32 appearances. Now we know that was unlike Marcus Rashford. The previous 2 seasons before that one, in 2019, 2020, he scored 22 goals in 44 appearances. In 2020 and 2021, he scored 21 goals in 57 appearances. So we knew Marcus Rashford could score goals and be a key player when at his best. But how did Manchester United get him back to his best? We're going to have a look at that in this video. Make sure you're keeping it locked by hitting that subscribe button. Comment below as well on your thoughts on Marcus Rashford's form this season and the reasons why you think he has been so good. And of course, make sure you're hitting that like button on the video as well. But yeah, this video is all about that guy, Marcus Rashford. Doctor, MBE, all that stuff. Yes, Manchester United's number 10. We're going to get stuck into it right now. So why has his form turned around? Number one, I'm thinking United is a much more settled place. That is one of the key things for me. Manchester United as a whole is a much more settled place. The fans are settled, happy with Erik ten Hag, happy with what they're seeing on the football pitch. But not only that, you look at Erik ten Hag, and we'll speak about him a little bit more in depth later, and what he's brought to the club. It's, a family feel. He's got everyone back on the same wavelength. And when everyone's pulling in the right direction, when there's no leaks, when there's no bad eggs and all that kind of stuff, it's easier for players to perform and flourish. There's less pressure on them. And I think that's one of the most important things. Old Trafford is a happier place to be. Carrington's a much more settled place. There isn't much drama around Manchester United. And long may it stay that way. But that's what I think is one of the key things. In number 2, Ten Hag is getting the best out of him in terms of, the way he's working with Marcus Rashford on and off the pitch. His relationship with the manager is key. I think Ten Hag has seen a player that needed structure, needed support, needed coaching. You look at Marcus Rashford over the last couple of years. I think when Van Gaal came in, I think he would have been coached a lot, and Van Gaal would have looked at certain things with him in coaching him. But I feel along the way with Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the coaching and the improvement side of his game's kind of been lost. I think Ole at times was very good for him in terms of he gave him freedom. He allowed him to kind of, be himself on the pitch. But you also need guidance when you're a young player. And that's what Marcus Rashford is. We heaped a whole load of pressure on him. But things came quickly for Marcus Rashford. He made his debut when he wasn't supposed to against Midtjylland in the Europa League. And it just snowballed from there. There was always going to be a period of downtime for him. He's a young player. He's going to go through peaks and troughs. Last season was one of those troughs for him. And I just think Erik ten Hag's been the perfect manager for him and has coached his ability really well. He's allowed him to stay in his main position. Of course, he's played through the middle at times, but most often from the left. And the team's much more structured as well, which is number 3 for me. We're tactically better and there's more structure in the team. From back to front, the goalkeeper, although he has his moments with the ball at his feet, not only is he saving and making incredible saves, he's been a lot better with his distribution from the back. You look at the defence, the likes of Varane, Martinez have been incredible in terms of leading the back line. Luke Shaw's come on leaps and bounds, whether playing centre-back or left-back. Malacia has been impressive, So the defence has been a much better unit. The midfield has given us that structure and that support to build attacks on in terms of Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes. And as a result, your forwards are obviously going to do better. They're going to have more chances. And I think this is a team that plays football now. We were a moments team before, but we play football now. Everything, we have patterns of play. We play out from the back. The manager will change things and tweak things. I think he's happy to go counter-attacking when necessary. But we've got the right manager who's not only getting the best out of the players on the training pitch, but tactically on match days as well. And Marcus Rashford is a perfect player for Erik ten Hag's system, as we're seeing. He's in a mentally better place as well. I think over the years, he's been doing a lot. And I take my hats off to him for some of the work he's been doing in terms of, socially and things like that. I think Marcus Rashford has been an inspiration. But those things can take its toll. They were new for him. As I said, his career was a snowball. He starts taking an interest and a fantastic interest. I'm glad he does it. Long may he continue in other things off the pitch, which, can put a lot of pressure on him, can attract a lot of headlines, can attract a lot of talk. Sometimes it can take your focus away. And he's still doing those things. He's still, helping socially. But he's managed to balance it a lot better. And football is coming first. And I think we're seeing that as well. I've mentioned said it before, but in 5, it's a better midfield. When you've got Christian Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro behind you and a better structured front three, you're going to have more chances. You're going to have... you're going to be more confident going into games. And that's one of the things as well. The confidence that he's got. He's been carrying a lot of injuries over the years. And touch wood, he doesn't get injured this season. And doesn't have to miss any games or anything like that through injury. But he's injury free. And he's maturing. He's confident. We're seeing a Marcus Rashford that knows what he's good at. Knows what he can do. When he squares up a defender, you feel sorry for that defender. And last season, I was saying to people, I remember having these conversations with Rory and Boovy and everyone, and people were talking about Marcus Rashford as if he was finished, as if he was done. And we saw in those seasons, between 2019 and 2021, in those 2 seasons, he got 43 goals in two seasons from the left. That is what we wanted from him. And we knew he had the ability. That 5 goals in 32 appearances wasn't a true reflection of Marcus Rashford. It was a reflection of where Manchester United were. And we need to stop wasting talent. Luckily, we've got a manager that's coming at a time and being able to kind of rescue the situation with Marcus Rashford. We got to stop ruining talent. And I think there's some players we've become fed up with over the years and stuff like that. And I just think it comes from a lack of coaching, a lack of having structure, a lack of playing for a football team that knows what it's doing and knows where it's going. And that's exactly what we are right now. And he's coming into his peak years. There's so much more to come from Marcus Rashford. He's going to keep improving. You can tell he wants to improve. Doesn't ever feel sorry for himself. Keeps working hard. Keeps grafting. I love it. His contract expires in 2024. That I don't love. And Manchester United must get him signed down to a new deal, a lifetime deal. Give him one of these contracts that Chelsea are giving out 8 years, 9 years, or whatever it is. Marcus Rashford needs to be signed down. Sign him up ASAP. Can't be messing around with that one because he is Manchester United's present and future, a big part of it. And with Erik ten Hag, I believe he can go far. And Wayne Rooney's record. I've been saying this for a long time and people laugh at me. I think Marcus Rashford has a chance if he stays clear of injuries, and touch wood, that happens. At the moment, he's on, I think it's 108 goals in total. 140 out of 45 to go. 25 years old. Let's say plays for another 9-10 years for United. That's doable. Couple of big seasons as well. I think he could potentially get 25 plus this season, which would be his biggest season so far. And if he can get because Rooney had a few 30s, if he can get a couple of seasons like that, he could be on the way to being United's record goal scorer. I love Marcus Rashford. I love Erik ten Hag. And I love Man United right now, what Erik ten Hag is doing. And I think Marcus Rashford is the biggest example of all of that. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What have you made of Marcus Rashford's form this season? Just how good has he been? Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, like, comment, share. And until next time, I have been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.